Hey everyone, welcome back to another Anime Kingdom review. See by title below, this is on episode 9 of Bungou Stray Dogs Season 2, and holy crap was this episode awesome and hype, dude. Like, literally, I enjoyed it so much. But before I get on to talk about that, I just want to give you guys the explanation, and it's pretty much why this episode is, episode review is late, if you were wondering. It's pretty much, I just been busy with a lot of things. Obviously, this came out on Friday, and had a bunch of Black Friday sale shopping to do with family and friends, and pretty much also I have a bunch of papers I need to finish, considering this around this time is pretty much finals for school and everything. So I needed to get those stuff, and I didn't have time to make these reviews, and finally I am able to make them. So hopefully you guys still enjoy it nonetheless, but I at least wanted to give you guys an explanation on why this is late, at least, and to say sorry that it is late, of course. But yeah, let's start talking about how I felt about episode 9 of Bungou Stray Dogs Season 2. Because seriously, this episode was literally awesome. It was so hyped up, dude. I cannot wait to see the next episode. So far, every episode has just gotten me like more and more hyped. And literally, this was the one where it was all about the potential alliance between the Port Mafia and the agency. And come on, that sounded awesome already in itself. This one, pretty much, we see at the start, the Port Mafia has suffered a ton of casualties. And I mean a ton. Like, they had so many body bags there. And pretty much right after that is where the meeting does occur, and obviously there's a lot of things going on why this agreement should is not gonna work, why this is not gonna work. We get a little bit of action showing off. Fukuzawa finally showing some of his skill with the sword was pretty badass, and then of course Mori with his scalpel, and we learn a little bit about what happened, how Mori became the leader of the Port Mafia. Pretty much literally, the old Port Mafia boss was pretty much old, and he was senile, telling, fight, kill them all, do this. And obviously you can see the reasons why Mori did it, but still, like, holy crap, just slits his throat. And the moment when you see like Dazai in the back too, I was like, holy crap. And it seems that Dazai was always his right hand man kind of thing. And pretty much when Dazai said, evil fears evil kind of thing, or something like that, I was like, holy crap. His whole facial expression for Dazai was literally pretty damn scary, I'll have to admit. But literally the whole scene with them in the meeting kind of thing was pretty damn awesome. And I was like, okay, so I guess this is not gonna work. They're not gonna have an agreement between each other. They have to, considering they have to fight the guild. And come on, we've seen the guild, they are powerful. The agency cannot defeat them alone, and the Port Mafia has already lost a ton of people, including losing Q, which is such a huge thing considering his power and potential to pretty much hurt them once again. So I was like, are they really not going to team up kind of stuff? But we do, of course, we do get a team up, and we see the great, pretty much, I love seeing the camaraderie between the friendship between Chuya and Dazai. It's kind of like a playful hate each other kind of thing, always arguing with each other. But like when it comes down to it, even if they're in different organizations, and even though they hate each other, Chuya still trusts Dazai, and Dazai obviously still trusts Chuya as well. And literally the action in this part was literally so awesome. The soundtrack was awesome in this part too. Pretty much they go in, Dazai looks like he's got into a trap. Of course, Dazai knew this all along, what was going to happen. And Chuya comes, takes out a bunch of them. Obviously, they're going to start using their powers. Guess what? You can't, because Dazai's there. And we see like the best duel in the game right here, in the show. I don't know why I said the game, but in the show here and in action. And it was pretty awesome to see. And then, of course, it seems like, oh, they took them all out. Go inside, find Q. Pretty much Dazai and Chuya a little bit more bickering back and forth, which is super funny. Like, oh, I like your shoes though. That was the one thing I did like. And he's like, oh, he looks at his shoes. Oh, really? I was just kidding. And he just gets all mad. It's so funny, honestly. I literally want to see more of Chuya and Dazai. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. I love the friendship kind of thing that they do have together, the teamwork. And then, of course, after take out Q, guess what? It's not over yet, because Lovecraft, we find out actually, his Cthulhu powers is not a gift. Yeah, it's not a gift. That's why Dazai cannot stop him. So it comes to the point where he's like the huge Cthulhu monster thing, just taking him out, and like, holy crap, what are we gonna do? And a point where it looked like Dazai lost his arm, which literally I was like, holy crap, did he really lose his arm? And it looked like he was like saying he was gonna die and stuff, and Chuya was like, what? And then all of a sudden, his arm comes out of his sleeve, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, he gets all mad. I'm like, Dazai, even in these kind of situations, is joking around. Like, honestly, I was cracking up at that part. But of course, it comes to the point where we see the kind of trust between them, the teamwork between them, the strategy, of course, of, you know, Dazai coming into action with Chuya following in, pretty much taking off his gloves and all of a sudden using his full power, to which, of course, it's super strong, but he loses control until he ends up dying, is what, of course, Dazai ends up saying. And yeah, it was a pretty cool, crazy battle between a huge damn monster versus, of course, you know, Gravity Boy coming in, blasting all around Dazai, asking, you know, to pretty much knife to Steinbeck's, you know, neck, and pretty much like, oh, is there any weakness kind of thing? Oh, you know, blah, 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 trying to get a weak, you know, wonder what the weakness of Lovecraft is, how to defeat him, to which he ends up saying, of course, you can't take him out from the outside. And like, oh, so you can take him out from the inside. And instantly Steinbeck was like, oh shit. And but it seemed like Dazai already knew, like, how did they get that bomb in there at the time? Did like Chuya hold it or something? Like, I have no idea how that bomb got in there, but that was pretty awesome. Just like boom, and then of course Chuya just disintegrating him, and then of course Lovecraft is gone. He is pretty much dead. There's no other explanation. He cannot come back, I think. But I hope they delve more into like what happened to him. You know, since that's not his, you know, his ability, that's not his gift. What the hell is it, kind of thing, you know? But of course, the ending part was, of course, even more comedy with seriousness wrapped in. Obviously, Chuya saying he does trust, you know, Dazai, so bring him back, kind of thing, to the extraction point and everything. And then of course Steinbeck being like, who the heck are you guys? And then he's like, the one who beats the bad guys. Yep, that's who it is. Dazai's a beast, I gotta say. And then of course the very end, after the whole, you know, the credits and everything, the ending song, it was of course just Chuya sleeping on the ground saying, yeah, of course I left Chuya, Dazai. And just cracking up. Oh man, such an awesome episode, so hyped, great action, great soundtrack, great story in the beginning, the whole thing, the interaction, the engagement, argument, kind of whatever you want to call it, between, you know, Fukuzawa and of course Mori was pretty damn awesome. The action and teamwork between Chuya and Dazai was awesome. They're just seeing them together was awesome to see. Lots of funny moments as well in there. And then of course the big ending where they take out Lovecraft. I honestly cannot wait to see what's going to happen in the next episodes. This is episode 9. I think there is, let me check for sure, is there 12 or 13 episodes in the season? There are 12 episodes in this season left. So yeah, only 3 more episodes left. So honestly, I honestly cannot wait to see how these last 3 episodes are going to go. Like, literally, what is the guild going to do now? What is the agency and Port Mafia have planned up next? I honestly cannot wait to see, especially considering we haven't seen Octagawa in a while, and we haven't seen Atsushi. I mean, we saw Atsushi in the last episode, but we didn't see him in this one, and I thought we would see him, but of course that doesn't end up happening. So I can't wait to see if they play a bigger role in the next episodes coming as well. But yeah, it's all I really gotta say, guys. Another awesome episode of Bungou Stray Dogs season 2. Honestly, this whole season has just been so awesome, and I can't wait to see how it does finish off in these last 3 episodes. But yeah, that's all I gotta say, guys. Hope you enjoyed this Anime Kingdom review. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below this. Anything I missed and you want to talk about, comment below as well. And if you did enjoy, don't forget to leave a like. If you haven't already, feel free to subscribe for more content. And yeah, that's all I gotta say, guys. So till next time, see ya.